In the pantheon of great jewelry houses, certain names immediately evoke excellence, poetry, and the French art of living. Van Cleef & Arpels is not merely a brand, it is a legend passed down from generation to generation for over a century. Place Vendôme, Paris. The beating heart of world haute joaillerie. Here, at number 22, the story begins in 1906, when love united two destinies and gave birth to one of the world's most prestigious houses. Born in 1873 to a family of precious stone merchants from the Netherlands, Alfred van Cleef grew up surrounded by gems and developed an early passion for precious stones. His father, a diamond importer, passed on not only technical knowledge of stones, but also a true philosophy. Every gem possesses a soul, a story to tell. Alfred was more than a merchant. He was an aesthete, a man sensitive to art in all its forms. He frequented Parisian artistic circles, drew inspiration from Art Nouveau and later Art Deco movements, and developed a unique vision. Jewelry should not merely be precious, it should be poetic. Estelle Arpels was born in France, 1882, into an established family of jewelers. Her father, Salomon Arpels, already possessed a solid reputation in the trade. But Estelle was no passive heiress. A modern woman for her time, she possessed a sharp business sense and remarkable intuition for detecting emerging trends. When she met Alfred in 1895, it was more than love at first sight. It was the meeting of two complementary visions. She brought commercial rigor and family technical expertise. He brought creativity and artistic innovation. The union of Alfred and Estelle in 1895 also sealed the alliance with Estelle's three brothers, Charles, Julien, and Louis Arpels. Each brought unique talents to the family enterprise that would be born a few years later. Charles Arpels, 1880-1951, became commercial director, gifted with natural charisma and an innate sense of client relations. He would develop relationships with European aristocracy and international high society. Julien Arpels, 1884-1964, took charge of technical direction and production. An absolute perfectionist, he supervised each creation with an exigence that became legendary. Louis Arpels, 1886-1966, the youngest, proved to be the family visionary. He would push the house toward constant innovation and international expansion. On September 22, 1906, Alfred van Cleef and the Arpels brothers officially partnered. They rented a small boutique at 22 Place Vendôme, facing the Ritz. The choice of location was no coincidence. They aimed from the start at the most prestigious clientele. Their first creations immediately revealed their difference. Where others privileged ostentation, Van Cleef and Arpels wagered on discreet elegance, poetic forms, and harmonious colors. Their jewelry told stories, secret gardens, fairy tales, imaginary voyages. 1933 marked a decisive turning point in the history of world jewelry. Van Cleef and Arpels filed the patent for its revolutionary technique, the mystery set, certi mystérieux. This technical prowess, the fruit of several years of research, allowed precious stones to be set without any visible claws, creating the illusion of a continuous carpet of gems. Jacques Arpels, 1892-1976, Julien's son and a true technical genius, personally supervised the development of this innovation. The process is so complex that even today, only a handful of artisans worldwide master this technique. The first creation using the mystery set was a brooch representing a rose. The effect was striking. Rubies and sapphires seemed to float in air, creating an effect of depth and movement previously impossible to achieve. Another signature innovation of the house, transformable jewelry. In the 1920s, Van Cleef and Arpels developed modular creations that could be worn in multiple ways. A necklace became a headdress, clips transformed into a brooch, elements detached to create new ensembles. The 1920s saw the birth of the first creations that have become iconic today. The ludo-hexagone clips, with geometric forms typical of Art Deco, met immediate success among the elegants of the era. But it was with creations inspired by ballet and opera that Van Cleef & Arpels revealed its profound artistic soul. Diaghilev's ballet russe profoundly influenced the house's creators, who developed an entire range of jewelry with shimmering colors and forms inspired by dance. Under Louis Arpels' impulsion, the house developed its own training workshops. The objective, to transmit not only traditional jewelry techniques, but also the unique spirit of the house. This Place Vendôme school trained generations of artisans who perpetuate Van Cleef & Arpels' excellence. 1939. While Europe sank into war, Louis and Julian Arpels made a bold decision. They opened a boutique in New York on prestigious Fifth Avenue. This transatlantic expansion would transform Van Cleef & Arpels into a truly international brand. The American reception was triumphant. Parisian elegance immediately seduced a wealthy clientele seeking exclusivity. Van Cleef & Arpels' creations quickly became must-haves of New York high society. The 1940s and 1950s saw Van Cleef & Arpels conquer Hollywood. The greatest stars of the era, Elizabeth Taylor, Grace Kelly, Maria Callas, succumbed to the charm of the house's creations. Claude Arpels, 1925–2020, representative of the third generation, brought new breath to the house. Educated in the finest schools, speaking several languages, he embodied the new generation of luxury house directors, cultivated, international, visionary. Under his impulsion, Van Cleef & Arpels developed new techniques and created ever more audacious jewelry. The couture collection of the 1960s revolutionized haute joaillerie by proposing pieces with generous volumes and sculptural forms that wore like works of art. Van Cleef & Arpels became the unofficial jeweler of crowned heads. The Duchess of Windsor regularly commissioned custom pieces, notably the celebrated flamingo brooch adorned with rubies, sapphires, and diamonds. The Begum Aga Khan, wife of Aga Khan III, had a complete parure made comprising necklace, earrings, and bracelet, adorned with diamonds and emeralds of exceptional purity. This commission, one of the most important in the house's history, testified to international recognition of Van Cleef & Arpels' excellence. Beyond jewelry, Van Cleef & Arpels developed a true art of living. The Place Vendôme boutique became a salon where aristocrats, artists, collectors, and celebrities mingled. Each client benefited from ultra-personalized service, particular attention that made each purchase a unique experience. The acquisition of Van Cleef & Arpels by the Richemont Group in 1999 marked the beginning of a new era. Far from denaturing the house's spirit, this integration gave it the means for global ambitions while preserving its unique identity. Nicolas Boss, named president in 2013, embodies this new generation of directors who conjugate respect for heritage with modern vision. A former student of École Normale Supérieure, this atypical Normalien brings to the house an approach both intellectual and sensitive. 2012 saw the creation of l'École des Arts Joailliers, a visionary project supported by Van Cleef & Arpels. Located on Place Vendôme, this school, unique in the world, offers courses open to all, from neophyte to professional, to transmit the knowledge and know-how of haute joaillerie. This initiative reveals the profound philosophy of the modern house. Luxury must no longer be elitist, but shared. Beauty must be accessible to all those who wish to understand and appreciate it. The 2000s saw the birth of new collections that quickly became iconic. Alhambra, created in the 1960s but popularized in the 2000s, with its four-leaf clover good luck motifs, conquered a new generation of clients. Frivole, with its delicate flowers with mobile petals that tremble at the slightest movement, revealed the house's capacity to innovate while remaining faithful to its poetic DNA. Perlé, a minimalist collection with pure lines punctuated by gold pearls, proved that Van Cleef & Arpels also mastered elegant sobriety. Van Cleef & Arpels broadened its creative field by exploring new métiers d'art. Watchmaking became a domain of excellence with creations like Complications Poétiques, watches that tell stories through their mechanical complications. Contemporary high jewelry collections from Van Cleef & Arpels draw from heritage while exploring new creative territories. Sous les Étoiles offers creations inspired by astronomy and celestial poetry. Jardins Enchantés celebrates nature in all its splendor, with pieces where diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and rubies recreate the magic of secret gardens. Each creation tells a story, perpetuating the house's narrative tradition. The story of Van Cleef & Arpels is much more than a commercial success story. It is the story of an artistic vision that has been transmitted, enriched, and perpetuated across more than a century. From the small Place Vendôme boutique to today's ultra-modern workshops, from the revolutionary mystery setting technique to the most audacious contemporary creations, Van Cleef & Arpels has remained faithful to its original promise: to create jewelry that transcends its decorative function to become objects of emotion and dreams. In a world where the ephemeral reigns, Van Cleef & Arpels reminds us that true beauty is eternal, that artisanal excellence has no price, and that certain dreams deserve to be worn as jewelry. If this glimpse into Van Cleef & Arpels' timeless artistry has sparked your wonder, if the poetry of gemstones and the pursuit of elegance resonate with you, then join our community of connoisseurs. Subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the world of luxury and craftsmanship. Share your impressions in the comments and tell us which maison you'd like us to unveil next. Your curiosity fuels our storytelling.